I'm Linda Elsegood, founder of the LDN Research Trust. It has been my honour to interview LDN researchers, prescribers, pharmacists and patients from around the world for many conditions. Thank you for joining us.
I'd like to introduce Marsha from Canada, who takes LDN for MS. Thank you for joining me, Marsha.
You're welcome.
How old were you when you started noticing that there was something wrong with you?
I think now that I know the symptoms of MS, my first episode was when I was 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I had an electric shock that went through my body, kind of paralyzing me. And that lasted for about a day. And then I didn't have another inclination until I was in high school, probably 17. I was in a dance troupe, and I always had trouble with my legs. And my coaches and stuff would just say that it was shin splints and just from dancing and stuff. And then as I got a little bit older, probably 24, I started noticing that my legs were going numb. And it would come and it would go. It would come and go. And then my next episodes were probably not till I was about 30, 31. And then after I had my son, I noticed my symptoms got worse, which I didn't know what they were.
Mm-hmm.
I was diagnosed in 1995, but I've had, like I said, since I was 10, so for about 43 years.
Goodness. So it's a long time, isn't it?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But would you have liked to have known, I wonder, back then, or are you happy having not known?
Yeah, it's probably better that I didn't know at that young age. But yeah.
Right. So when you first started, did you have any problems with sleep or any other side effects?
I think like the first week, I noticed a difference in my energy and I was sleeping okay, and then it's like all my symptoms kind of got worse for a little while. I would say for about maybe 5 or 6 weeks. I was just trying to, I guess, maybe get it in my system. And then after that, I was going up, increasing my dosage. And, so I did that pretty slow over several months, increasing my dosage. And so now I'm on 4.5, and I've been on it for 1 year.
Mm-hmm. So can we just go back and could you tell us what a day was like for you before you started LDN, what symptoms you had, and how that affected your life?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think mainly fatigue was my biggest battle that I had to overcome, and now I usually wake up and I'm ready to go. Sometimes I would stay in bed most of the day, and I still do have occasional days, because when I feel better, I usually do too much.
Mm-hmm.
So it's finding that balance. But yeah, I have more energy now, and my moods are better, and yeah.
So other than your mood and the fatigue, what other symptoms did you have before starting LDN?
I had bladder issues from my MS, and it seems to be better now.
Mm-hmm.
I've also lost weight, which is an added benefit that I didn't really know about, but...
Well, that always has to be good, doesn't it? Because if you're...
It does.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. yeah, that's a benefit.
So how did you hear about LDN?
I think it was on an MS site. Somebody mentioned it, and it just kind of took off like wildfire, and so I began searching it out and hearing good things about it. So I asked my neurologist about it, and she was not keen on it. She told me to go to my regular doctor, and so that's what I did. And he said that it would not interfere with any of my other medications, so that it was worth a try. And so that's what I did, and I've been on it for 1 year.
What would you say to other people that are contemplating trying LDN but maybe a bit wary?
I would say give it a try. I would say stick with it. I think it probably has to get into your system, and everybody's dosage, I think, from what I've gathered, is different. So I think it's just finding what works best for you, and it's worth a try.
Would you like to tell us, Marsha, what you've been able to do since being on LDN?
Yes, just as a matter of fact, last weekend I was able to go zip lining, which I think LDN has given me more strength in my limbs and things, and it was a great time, and yeah.
That sounds like fun if you don't mind heights and going fast.
It was on my bucket list, so I only live once, so I thought I better do it when I can. So.
Oh, wonderful.
It was fun.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm so pleased that you found LDN and it's worked so well for you. And long may it continue.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
Thank you for sharing your story with us.
Thank you, Linda.
Do you have LDN experience to share? If so, please email me, linda@ldnrt.org. I look forward to hearing from you.